Hey, it's Devin, and this is the Youngbloods. What is going on, everybody? Another day, another live stream, and a bunch more emails to go through. I mean, come on, this is it's funny. I had someone ask me once, do I get tired of reading all the emails that I get? And honestly, some of them, yeah, but on the other side, no, not really. I mean, it comes down to if people ask a question and they really want to know something, and some of these, they could be a farce. I get it. It is what it is. It's just a thing. But if people need to know something and they want to know what's going on, I have no problem telling them. I mean, it's that simple. I mean, honestly, if you got a question and you want to know, let's talk about it. I mean, I've been it's kind of amusing because, with all the things that people say, all the things that are going on in life and everything going on, I see so much drama and hatred and whatever else you can think of going on in life. It's very, very, it's honestly, it's kind of crazy. All the things that people do, things people say. I don't spend a lot of time on Instagram's threads, but today I did. I poked a few bears. And so honestly, one thing I've noticed, and it's the simple things that kind of drive me crazy. And when I say the simple things, it's the basic knowledge that people should have. It's the basic things that people should know about, but they don't. They pretend that their way is always the right way, and then I'm not saying my way is the right way. What my way is based off of actual facts and knowledge. I mean, go figure. We actually talk about things in a factual way, although it may be hard to discuss. It's still something that we should discuss. So, I mean, again, the right thing's always going to be the right thing, and the wrong thing's going to be always going to be the wrong thing. Now, whether people want to acknowledge that, it's crazy because I was always taught to tell the truth no matter what, even if it's going to hurt you. And a lot of people, I guess I'm an anomaly when it comes to that. No, why is it that some people just are not taught basic little simple things of life and how society actually is, and they just they do their thing however they think it should be done versus focusing on what needs to be done. It boggles the mind. It doesn't make sense to me, but I mean, whatever. I mean, it's it is what it is. It's all part of who we are, how we are, what we do, with the makeup of what goes on in our heads. And there has to come a point when we start to acknowledge how things really are. And I don't know why a lot of times it has to be when you're a lot older. I understand when you're younger, you kind of want to be right on things. You want to talk about things. You want to feel good about yourself. But it's these older people that kind of drives me crazy. They live in a world that almost does not exist. And I hate to say that, but doing the right thing is still doing the right thing. No matter way you look at it, it's still going to be the right thing. So, I mean, I don't know, whatever. I kind of always harp on accountability. We all have to be accountable for our own actions, the things we say, the things we do. Sure, we have freedom of speech, and that's fine. I love freedom of speech. I'm a firm believer in freedom of speech, firm believer of my personal freedoms that I've been given through God and are backed by the Constitution behind that. So again, it's the simple things that people do not follow through with, and they think that you should be forced to do something. I mean, if someone wants to talk bad about me, talk bad about me. I don't care. It's fine. So anyway, let's jump into some of these emails. We got some good ones tonight. Start off with this one. This one actually has a little bit of jealousy involved. So here we go. Hey, Devin, one of my closest friends has been doing amazing in their career, and while I'm genuinely happy for them, I can't but feel jealous. They seem to have everything figured out, great job, perfect relationship, travel, still struggling to find my path I hate that I feel this way because I love my friend, but I can't shake the bitterness that creeps in when they share their latest accomplishments. How do I deal with these feelings without ruining our friendship and letting jealousy get the best of me? Okay, so here's okay. You need to stop. Okay, it's okay to one, you acknowledge the cool things that they're doing, the cool things that they got going on, and all the stuff that they got going in their life. That is awesome. That is amazing. They have probably worked very hard to get where they got to. Because honestly, most achievements in life are not just given to you. You can't just get where you want to go and poof, I'm there. It takes a lot of work. I mean, it's kind of like what I've been doing for a living. Even this is an ongoing, growing thing. I mean, is it where I want it to be? No, not at all. Is it where it should be? No, it's getting there. And every day is a new thing. Every day is a new task. Every day is a new way to get things going and push things even harder. And that's what you're supposed to do. I go live on multiple different streams at one time, which is kind of crazy. Some people think that's crazy, but it's what I do because I like seeing and seeing people and having them interact, and they go and they send me emails, or they jump in the live or whatever they want to do. It's kind of cool. Now, here's the thing. Are there people that do this better than I do? Absolutely. Am I jealous of them? No. But I can tell you, I have been jealous of a friend of mine. This is a true story. No, this email is not about me, but I can identify with this. I ran my own business for years when I was younger, and we would go in and we remodel and reset and redo retail stores. I had contracts with a few companies, and when the economy took its big crash, then my company did too, because companies big boxes stopped hiring out for the most part, and so my company started taking a dive. Now, that being said, I had a friend of mine who started it with a company working for another person that I knew, and actually the person who called me up at one time and cussed me out. And so he started working for them, and he saw that I was struggling with, business was going down, and he said, "Hey, come work for me." And I said, "No, I appreciate the offer, but I can't in good conscience go work for that man because he's not a good person. He's really not." And I had made a lot of money, and we were able to live off of savings for a good while, which was nice. But then, he stayed working with them for a little bit. And while he was working with them, he saw the true colors of what I actually said were going on. And I hate that he found that out, but he did. He found it out. So then that friend of mine started his own business, and he ended up taking some work from the guy too, but he ended up growing his business more so. So the jealousy side of me was like, well, why is he doing so well and mine is taking a dive? What am I being cursed to this? I'm doing the same stuff. And there were some differences, and I understand that now, but I was a little bit jealous of the fact that he was being so successful and mine was going to the crapper. Now, everybody's path is a little bit different. Mine decided to take me a different direction, which was perfectly fine. It was good. And I wouldn't be here where I am now if it wasn't for that path. But I was jealous. And I never told him that because, honestly, it would not have done anything. It would not have changed anything and would not have done anything and made it any better, because that's something that I had to work through. The thing is, you can't let those things like that become bitter. You can't let the accomplishments of other people, the things that you really want, drag you down, because sometimes, one, you may not be working hard enough, and I'm not saying that you're not, but you haven't done the things that they've done to get where they've gotten. Two, you have to everything takes time. Everything takes time. Everything takes, a little bit of effort. Everything takes a little bit of, you have to put in your dues. Plain and simple. If you don't put in your dues, then you're not going to really get anything. You're not going to get anywhere. So there's that. You just shake the bitterness that creeps up. It's going to be hard. It's going to be ongoing because you're slightly jealous of what they are. Now, what you need to do is, if you want the things that they have, you need to go out and you need to figure out what's your version of what they have and make that happen. If it's traveling, schedule some time to go travel. If it's A great relationship, make your relationship great. Great relationship is simple. It just takes communication and it takes work. That's all it is. And we only see what happens on one side of someone's life. We don't see both sides of what's going on in someone's life. We only see what's visually there. Now they may have their struggles. And that's the one thing to understand. We don't know what someone else is going through. They may look like in face value that their life is perfect, but in the end, they have struggles that we don't have, right? So there's that. I mean, yeah, just don't stress about this. I mean, these are the little things in life, and it's to me, it'd be too much of a shame to sit back and say, you know what, and be bitter about a situation that you can't control, when you should just be happy with your own successes. It's that simple. Your successes means more than anything else. And honestly, your failures teach you more than those successes do anyway. So that's what I would do. That's how I would go about it. Hey, Devin, I've been at the same job for almost a decade. And while it's stable and pays the bills, I don't feel any passion for it. It's just a job. Nothing more. Lately, I've been wondering if I'm wasting my time at staying here. But the idea of starting over in a new career feels overwhelming and risky. I don't want to look back in 20 years and regret staying at a job that didn't make me happy. But I'm scared that taking a leap into the unknown is it worth risking stability for a chance at something more? Or should I just accept that not everyone's job has to be their passion? Okay. Jobs. You're not going to always like your job. Honestly, most of the time you're going to hate your job. But if the reward is greater than the agony and the risk, then it can be a good thing. Now, what you need to do is do your best to make it, not necessarily make it your passion, but make it where you like it, right? Or you just take the big jump. Now, instead of taking the jump and going, quitting the job and just trying to start something new, work yourself into something new. Figure out how you can do two things at one time and see if you can grow and enjoy something like that. That's what you got to do. It's a overall, when it comes to your jobs, you're selling your time. You're selling time for money, and sometimes that money is not worth the time. Simple and easy. That's the reality, and that's sad, but it is what it is. So what you need to do is you only have two choices. One, you can just keep going with what you're doing, or two, you just take a leap. Well, I'll take that back. There is another choice. Again, you work in that side job to see if you can find a passion that you love doing the most to help change so you can move on. I mean, no one wants to live with any regret. And I would say if you stay there, my opinion, if you stay there in this thing, you'll probably regret it anyway. So you're going to regret that you stayed, and you'll regret that you didn't try to do something new. I mean, you're never too old. I mean, Colonel Sanders was freaking old when he started Kentucky Fried Chicken. So if you think about it in those terms, you got plenty of time. It's not that big of a deal. So do what you think is right. Do what you think it can help you do better. And honestly, just work at it. Go after what you can. Now, not every passion can make you money. I hear people like even Gary Vee and he gives great advice, but not everything that you think you should be doing is what you should be doing. There has to be some type of, you do have to have a little bit of knowledge in it, and you do have to have a little bit of you need to be able to sit back and say, okay, am I doing this okay? Am I going to survive? Because if you can't, then you don't want to go belly up, and all of a sudden now you don't even have a house. You don't even have a car because you took a chance and you didn't do it. But you do need to go after what you want to do in life and figure that out. But if you don't know what that is, then you should do miniature versions of what you think you want to do and run with it that way. So there's that. Hey, Devin. I'm in my late 20s, and my parents are constantly asking when I'm going to settle down. You're in your late 20s? Okay. My parents are asking me when I'm going to settle down, get married, and start a family. The truth is, I'm not sure what I want. I love my freedom, my career, and the idea of living life on my own terms. But the pressure from them and society is in general is making me second guess myself. Part of me wonders if I'll regret not following the traditional path, but another part of me tells me to live a different kind of life. How do I figure out what's right for me without feeling like I'm disappointed everyone around me? You're in your 20s, dude. Now, that being said, I did get married when I was 23. And I'm still married to that wonderful, beautiful, amazing lady. The traditional path, there's nothing wrong with the traditional path. But if you like where your life is going right now, the traditional path will find itself out. You know, it all comes in. Everything comes in its right time. You know, if you're looking for if you're wanting to go out with a lady and you want to eventually get married, it will happen. It's not one of those things that you should just rush into and figure it out. You should know someone for a little bit and get to know their mannerisms, know their spending habits, all that type of stuff. You know, it to me, you gotta be smart, and be smart about it. Follow what you feel is right, and what you feel is right is going to be the right thing. Plain and simple. That's yeah. I mean, either path is still fine, to be honest. I mean, I don't regret getting married young. My wife doesn't regret getting married young. We had children, we had all those things. It's not like it's an issue, but if you feel your life is going in the right direction, the thing is, as an adult, you're an adult. You can make your own decisions. You can take advice from people, but you still have to make the final decision on your own. I think that's one of the biggest things that people struggle with, because especially when you listen to your parents, most people think that, well, if my parents say it, I have to do it. No. When you become an adult and you're living on your own, you're paying for your own house, you're paying for your own stuff, you're feeding yourself, you are an adult. You don't have to do what you think your parents say you have to do. It doesn't work that way. They can give you a suggestion, but that's all that is. It's just a suggestion. So, again, love your parents, respect your parents, but you don't have to do exactly what they say because you're an adult. I mean, unless they're paying for you to survive and for you to live, you don't have to do a dang thing. Plain and simple. Now, it is nice to, acknowledge what your parents say, and I think that's just polite. We should honor our parents, and if you ask a question and they give you an answer, honor the fact that they gave you an answer. It may not work for what you want or how you feel, but in a lot of cases, it can be the right thing because they have some experience, and experience in life goes a long way. It's pretty easy. It's the things that, if you talk to anyone that has experience in life, it will be fine. And they can help steer you in the right direction. You just have to be able to do it. So, yeah. Anyway. All right. What else we got here? Hey, Devin. Lately, I've realized that I spend most of my time taking care of everyone else. My family, my friends, my job. I constantly making sure everyone's needs are met. And while I love being there for the people I care about, I'm starting to feel like there's nothing left for me. I don't even remember the last time I did something just because I wanted to. And now I'm wondering if I've been putting everyone else ahead of my own myself for too long. How do I start living for myself again without feeling like I've abandoned the people who depend on me? Okay. If you it's a great thing that you're doing. If you're literally helping everybody out, you're helping your friends, you're helping your parents, you're helping your siblings, your kids, whatever. If you are doing that and you're truly doing that, my hat's off to you, because that's awesome. We need more people that are willing to help, but you cannot forget that if you don't take care of yourself, then you won't be good to help anyone else. Seriously, it is not beneficial to run yourself down where you have not taken care of yourself and any of your personal needs, time away, time off, all that stuff. If you're not doing that, you're doing a very big disjustice to yourself. You can't be truly happy if you're not taking care of yourself. Now, I'm not telling you to turn into a total selfish idiot that only thinks about themselves. I'm telling you, you need to take a break. Because if you don't take a break, you're going to get so burnt out that you'll be ineffective on the things that you really want to do and help the people that you really need to help. It's that simple. You have to take a break. Find a way to do it. Find some time to spend with yourself. Go, play golf, go play basketball. Find some way. I'm going to ask some questions. Are you going to the gym? Probably not. Are you eating right? Probably not. Because if you're spending that much time around and with other people, you're not taking care of your needs. I think most of us in life, we don't really take care of our own needs. We kind of do in some ways, but not in all ways. Excuse me, sorry. But yeah, if you're not careful, you're going to burn yourself out completely, and then you're going to just be stuck. I mean, no one needs to be there. That's not a good place to be. You need to be able to if you want to be an effective helper for those that you love, you got to take a break. And that means putting up some boundaries. And if you can put up those boundaries, then you're going to be fine. You just have to put those boundaries up and make sure that people understand that you need to take some time for yourself. It's not that difficult. But I guess it is when you haven't been doing it for some time, you just got to do it. So there's that. Yeah. So, hey, Devin, I've been with my partner for a few years, and they're a great person, kind, supportive, and stable. But lately, I've been questioning whether I'm truly in love with them, or if I'm just settled for comfort. It's hard because there's nothing wrong with our relationship, but there's also the spark. But there's also no spark, no excitement anymore. Part of me wonders if I'm being unrealistic about what love should be, what love should feel like, and another part of me is scared I'm missing out on something deeper. Is it normal for relationships to feel this way after a while, or have I settled without realizing it? Okay, so there was a spark at one time. You guys had a spark. I think what's happened is you've been together for a while, and yes, you are looking for that excitement again. You're looking for the, hey, this is going to be awesome. What happens is when you're with someone for a while, you get used to all the little mannerisms. You start learning who they are. You're learning what they do. You're learning all the idiosyncrasies about them. Oh my gosh, I'm yawning like crazy. I apologize. But as you get to know someone, you should be continuing to learn. You got to keep learning about the person. Now, if the spark is disappearing, figure out how to bring that spark back. It's that simple. Relationships are easy. It's about communication. If you talk to each other and you work well with each other and you're doing your best to make sure things go, you have a great relationship. The person, you said they're kind, they're supportive, and the nice thing is stability is definitely a good thing. That keeps the house over your head. Now, if you're saying you're wondering if you're truly in love or if you're just settled, That's the question that only you can answer. And I say that in the nicest way because if you've settled because you're like, well, I'll just never get anything else, so I'm just going to date this person, you discount yourself. Okay. I don't believe that's where you are. I believe that that's you're just down about how the relationship currently is. So the question is, how do you get the relationship not from where it is to where you want it to be? That's hard, but it takes communication. Tell your person, seriously, tell your partner. Say, hey, here's where I'm at right now, and I don't know why I'm here. And if they're a decent person, they're going, I get it. Let's figure this out. And my other big question is, are you guys dating? Are you still dating? Are you still going out? And are you doing it often? Are you going out every night? Are you going out once a week? And you're probably not going out every night, because if you were, then this wouldn't be an issue. Are you going out at least once a week? I'll tell you, start there. Go out once a week, have them figure out the date night, and the following week, you figure out the date night. Spend that time. Again, things were good with you guys at one time, so figure it out. Make it happen. It all comes down to you. If you're not willing to do it, if you're not willing to fight for your relationship, then no one is. That's the reality. You have to be willing to fight for your own relationship so you can make things how you would prefer them to be. I mean, no one really cares but you guys. So you have to do your best. If you feel like it's worth saving, you got to do your best to go after what you used to love and what you used to have. It's that simple. Do it. Don't complain about it. Don't worry about it. Jump in with both feet and say, hey, this is going to be great. This is going to be awesome. I used to love this person. Let's figure it out again, because you're just going through a little slump. That's all this is. This is just a slump. If they're not abusing you, if there's no abuse whatsoever, and it is a good relationship, this is all on you. And they probably have felt the same way at one time, but they've been scared to bring it up. And I think that's the problem with a lot of people when it comes to relationship. They're scared that if they bring something up to their significant other, that they're going to be judged by them. But if you've been together for a while, you know when they're going to judge you and when they're not. And if it's a big concern, then it will work itself out. You don't have to. Don't stress over it. I mean, if they truly love you, they will tell you what's up, and they will be willing to figure things out, because they don't want to break up either, to be honest, unless they do. If they're like, hey, well, I've been waiting for you to break up with me, well, then I highly doubt that that's the outcome that's going to be, but it's better to be out of a relationship that there was no love than it is to be running from a relationship that has love. Hey, Devin, a close friend betrayed me last year. And even though we've tried to repair the friendship, I'm still holding on to a lot of anger and resentment. I want to forgive them and move on, but it feels impossible to let go of the hurt. Every time I think about what happened, it's like it's like I'm reliving the betrayal over again. I don't want to keep carrying this weight, but I also don't know how to truly forgive and forget. How do I move forward when I can't seem to let the past go? You're not over it, obviously. I mean, you stated that. When you've been betrayed by someone that you're close to, it is very difficult, because honestly, you've opened up to that person. You've told them things. They know things. They've told you things, and you're in a spot where you want to, where you kind of feel stuck, because they betrayed what you've done. They betrayed they did a big betrayal. I don't know what they did here. Okay, I'm going to say most everything is forgivable. And time does heal wounds. It's been a year, okay? Go hang out. Seriously, go hang out. Don't think about it. Go live happy times with the person, because they're probably struggling just like you are. Go hang out. Go do something fun. Don't think about the past. Think about the present. Think about what's going on at the time. Think about how you guys used to feel and create those moments again. Once you can get one, if you can get one good moment in your life past the betrayal, you get past that betrayal and you get that one moment. Just takes that one moment. Then that makes it just a little bit easier to get past that betrayal. It just takes one. Then then you work towards the next one, which will make it that much easier even more. I mean, it's all about trust. This literally is about trust. Now, you can keep your guard up. You can you can be friends, but you can also not share so much. You can not tell them so much. It is okay to keep some things guarded. I tell people think they know who I am. They think that even my family members, I have siblings that think they know who I am and what I'm all about, but they don't really know me. And part of that is because I have put up a wall, and I only allow people to know the things that I want them to know about. Things that I'm not. I only let people know about things that are I'm willing to them if they were to try to twist it and make it where it's what's the best way? If they wanted to try to use it against me, then it doesn't bother me. The only person I really open up to fully is my wife. I trust her. I will tell her anything, everything. I even open, so that's the thing when it comes to opening up to people. And I think this is one thing I've saved an email, and it's about the same subject, but the email essentially was talking about how guys struggle with being open with women, with their girlfriend or wife or whatever. And part of it is because in a lot of times when they open up about stuff, that stuff gets weaponized against them. And nobody wants what they tell someone to be weaponized against them. No one does. But that is something that's a chance we have to take by having friends. Chance we have to take by being in a relationship is when you open up about something, you take that chance that item or that thing that you have said can be weaponized against you. That's why it's so, when you give trust, you got to just let it out and just don't live in fear, but be naturally authentic you and go that route. It will be fine, plain and simple, but it will take some work. As far as your forgiveness, just forgive. Just do it. You don't need that eating you up inside, because that literally that actually can cause heart attacks. No joke. By holding in anger and frustration like that, causes your heart to get weak. It really does. So do the right thing. Save yourself and just forgive. Simple as that. People. I love people. I do. And I want to say that there's good in everybody. And I believe there really is. Just some people it may be harder to find, but I think there is. Hey, Devin. I keep telling myself that I'll be making big changes in my life. Switch careers, move to a new city, start that project I've been dreaming of when the right time comes. But the truth is, I've been saying this for years, and I'm starting to wonder if the right time will ever come. I don't want to look back and realize I've wasted years waiting for the perfect moment that doesn't exist. How do I stop waiting for the right time and just take the leap, even if it feels risky? You got to just do it. One thing I've noticed is when people procrastinate and they say, okay, I'm going to do this tomorrow. Tomorrow never, ever comes. Never does. Never will, never has. If you're living your life solely on tomorrow, you're going to miss hours, years. I mean, there's only so many, we only take so many breaths in a year. Seriously. People don't want to acknowledge that, but it's true. We only take so many breaths, and and our heart only beats so many times. And if we keep procrastinating, then what's going to happen? You're going to go there. You're going to go in and try to go and change some things for yourself. And you're going to try to go and say, okay, I'm going to go do it this way. But then it will get to your last breath and you're done. And then you're going to be on the other side and you're going to go, well, crap, I missed out on that opportunity. Actually, my wife and I had this conversation literally the other day. And it's a hard one to have. There are things in my life I want to achieve. There are things in my life I want to do really bad. I know some of them are unattainable. I get it. Some things I just don't want to do. Some people have a goal of just jumping out of an airplane. I have no desire to do that. Why would I want to jump out of a perfectly good airplane? Makes no sense to me. Again, the right thing is going to be the right thing. If you don't, here's the thing. If you're not willing to take a chance on yourself, then who's going to take a chance on you? You got to be willing to take that chance. I mean, and out of all people, why wouldn't you want to take a chance on yourself? Why wouldn't you want to, focus on yourself to make yourself that much better and to achieve that goal? That's insane for me. That people aren't willing to. I understand some things you just can't do, but you got to take a chance. You have to do it. You're the only one that's going to be doing these things in the future. You're the only one that, if you will never be able to be where you are again. I mean, I'm 46 years old. I think back to, my careers and working for corporate America and things like that. I have done some amazing stuff. I have sold, honestly, millions, if not $1 billion worth of product to different companies. And it has been amazing. But do you know what I got from that? Just my salary. Didn't get any commission, which is sad. But that is what that is. But that was a goal. I set a goal, I achieved the goal, and now I'm getting past it. Set goals, go for it. If you're not willing to go after what you want to do, then you don't deserve what you want to do. Plain and simple. You have to be willing to take that chance on yourself to go after and get what you want, because if you don't do it, no one else will. You deserve better, and you deserve that better version of you that's going to go in and achieve those things that you deserve to want to do. Plain and simple. So do it. Seriously, do it. I get it. It can be scared. It can be scary, but the only way to do it is just take that. You got to get out of that comfort zone. You have to. That's what's holding you back. You're like, well, this is good here and this is comfortable. If you don't get out of that comfort zone, you're never going to progress and get to where you need to be, ever. You're going to be stuck in that same dead-end job that you're doing, that same no skills, no travel, no nothing. You're going to be stuck. And when you're stuck there, that's sad. Why would you want to be stuck not knowing and not doing something that you really love? Take your chance. The right time is now. And I know it's cliche, but it is. The right time is literally right now. Pick one thing that you want to do and do it. If it's going to, take a trip, something that you've never been, do it. Seriously, I this year knocked off something that was amazing that I wanted to do. I always want, growing up as a kid, I always said I wanted to be an actor. Now, I would probably be a crappy actor, to be honest. I probably would be a horrible actor. That being said, I was cast for a role, and it was amazing. I will be officially in 4 episodes and 1 YouTube video in said show, and there was not much acting in this show. It was a reality show, but I did do some acting while in the show, and I'm going to tell you, bucket list, check mark. How freaking awesome is that? I mean, I was able to do something that most people don't ever do. This is me as a 46-year-old man achieving a goal and doing something that I wanted to do when I was a kid. Something that honestly, I'm not mad at my parents for this, but I told my parents when I was younger once that I wanted to, maybe I want to be an actor. And my parents were like, no, maybe you should do something more practical. And I listened, and I did the practical thing. But now here at 46 years old, I did the non-practical thing. And I did it. I crushed it. Sure, I was not in every episode, but 4 is freaking awesome. How many people out there get a chance to be in 4 episodes of anything? I mean, even like a YouTube channel. If you can say, I'm going to be, how many people could say, hey, I was on a YouTube video? The reality is very few, unless it's their own YouTube video. So yeah, again, you got to do it. You're wasting your time. Start now. Go after that moment because you deserve it. You deserve to go after that and focus on that and be what you know you should be. Plain and simple. You don't want to live with regret. You don't want to be an old man sitting in some nursing home going, man, I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have spent more time doing this. That's one thing I never wanted to do. And, when I, with my careers, I never wanted to be that dad that was always gone. In the first several years of our marriage, with our kids being younger, I was that dad that was always gone. But my wife stayed home and took care of the kids, which is amazing. I was out working like a dog just to get stuff done. It was hard. I missed out on a ton, but I've been trying to make it up ever since I've stopped doing that. I wanted to be that guy, that dad that was always present. I wanted to be that dad that could be there for his children because we should be. We're fathers. Our children cannot survive without us. Simple as that. Hey, Devin. I'm in my late 30s, and I'm starting to notice this underlining fear of getting older. Okay. It's not just about physical change, but it's the feeling that time is slipping away, and I haven't done everything I wanted to do. I see people younger than me achieving things I thought I'd have by now, and it's making me anxious. I'm trying to not to dwell on it, but this fear of getting older is creeping into my daily life more than I'd like to admit. Is it normal to feel this way? And how do I embrace aging instead of fearing it? Age is inevitable, my friend. Age comes to all of us. Here I am as I look in the cameras and I see myself and I see the white beard coming in. I have very little hair on my head, so I keep it shaved off because why would I want to have a little bit of hair? I'd rather, I'm either going to be all in on the hair or all out on the hair. My face gets the hair, so I'm all in right now because I always start No Shave November early. So I started in in October, and I will shave it all off in December 1st. But the reality is, age is inevitable. Embrace it. When comes age, you get wisdom. Hopefully. Most people do get wisdom as they get older. But if you're seeing that you're having some regrets and it's because time is slipping by, don't let regret come and bite you in the butt. Again, just like the previous thing, you got to just get out and do the things that you want to do. Honestly, if you want that motorcycle, go buy the dang motorcycle. Unless you're one of my kids and no, you can't have the motorcycle until you're out on your own. My job is to keep you alive while you live in the house, not while you're but when you're out of the house, that's on you. Now, I would hate for something happen to you, but that's that. But again, I mean, if age is just a thing, you're only as old as you really feel. And some days I can tell you I feel older than 46, but some days I feel younger than 46. It really comes down to how I'm eating, if I'm exercising, and if I'm doing the right things. Plain and simple. You can't run from age. I haven't figured it out. If I do figure it out, I'll let you know. But just embrace it. Seriously, embrace your age. Men tend to, a lot of men, not all men, tend to age like fine wine. Women these days, oh my gosh, I don't know what's in the water. I don't know what you ladies are doing, but holy crap, you guys are looking amazing. It's freaking awesome. Thank you for whatever you're doing. It's a beautiful thing. And that's literally gauged directly to my wife because holy crap, she looks better now than she ever did when we were first dating. So don't know how that's even possible, but she's done it. So, but yes, embrace it. Seriously, embrace age, embrace those things. Just don't live your life with regret because there's no point. Regret will kill you faster than anything else. Hey, Devin, no matter what I achieve, I never feel like it's enough. Okay. I've always pushed myself to do more, be better, and reach the next level. But it's exhausting. Okay. Whether it's work, in my personal life, or even with hobbies, I feel like I'm constantly chasing something, but I'm not even sure what it is. Everyone around me says I'm doing great, but I can't seem to shake this feeling that I should be doing more. Why do I always feel like I'm falling short? And how do I learn to appreciate what I've already accomplished? Okay, part of this is it's a psychological response to something. Okay, that's what this is. The feel that you're not doing enough probably stems off of how you were raised and what you do. And so the thing is, if you feel like you're not doing enough, you probably are. And if people say that you're doing great, they take it as it is. That is a compliment. They are telling you what's true. I get it. You feel like that you're on this hamster wheel and it just keeps running and you're trying to achieve something, but you just keep going in circles. That's a psychological issue. Okay. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, but you need to sit back and you need to take a breather and you need to relax, because you can get to the point where you are doing too much, and you got to take care of you. If you're doing too much, you're going to burn yourself out, and then you'll be useless to if you want to do more. You're not going to be able to do more. You won't be able to do anything because you are burnt out. Burnout can be fast. Burnout can be almost deadly. You got to take it easy. Listen to what everybody's saying when they say you're doing great. You're really doing great. You're doing amazing. If you're doing more every day, but it doesn't, you need to stop with say, it is enough. You are enough. It is going to be fine. You feel like you're falling short because you have a fear of not completing things. There's 7 days a week, my friend. There's only so many hours in a week. There's only so many minutes a week. Utilize each one to their proper ability. And part of that to be proper ability is actually to rest. You have to rest. You need to take it easy. You need to relax. Simple and easy. You got to do it. So when you say it's never enough, it is going to be enough. Take a break. Take a breather. I guarantee your loved ones that are around you, if you were to do that, they would notice a big difference in you, and your life will change dramatically. Really will. Hey, Devin. I've always played it safe in my life, choosing stability, avoiding big risk, and staying in my comfort zone. But recently, I've started feeling like I'm stuck in a rut. The idea of taking a risk, like starting a new career and moving to a new place, excites me, but it also terrifies me. I'm scared that if I take a risk and fail, I'll lose everything I've worked for. At the same time, I'm afraid that if I don't take the chance, I'll regret staying in this. I'll feel like I'm staying in. I'll regret staying in this stagnant place. How do I overcome the fear of risk and find the courage to shake things up? By doing things that you don't want to do. By doing things that scare you. The only way to shake up fear is to do the things that you're afraid of. Too many people are afraid of just taking that step. Should I start the new company? Should I ask that girl out? What's the worst thing going to happen? Okay, let's take asking a girl out. Honestly, note to all the nerds out there. I'm one of you guys. Okay, I married a beautiful lady. I married a 10. You know how I did that? You want to know how I married a 10? I'll tell you. I went and asked her out. I asked her. Plain and simple. Sounds stupid. And so if you think about it, what would be the worst thing that she could do to me if I asked her out? And you know what the worst thing that could have been done? She could say no. Take that chance. Seriously. You'll always regret the chances that you never took. If you're afraid of rejection, get rejected. Be rejected so much that it's ridiculous. Rejection it's a failure, and failures teach you. Don't be afraid of rejection. If you're nervous about changing jobs, research the company. If you're going to go get a new job, research that company. See what they're going to offer. See what if they've been a company around for a while, or even if it's a startup. Research who the leaders, members of the startup are. If they're decent people, it could turn into something great. Sure, it could fail and it would be over. But honestly, you've been doing what you're doing for a while, and you don't feel like it's working. Change it up. Take the risk. Sure, moving to a new city can be scary. Holy crap. I uprooted my family 10 years ago from Tennessee, and we moved to Utah. We came here for work. I did my job. The job got done, and now I'm without that job now. And that's okay. I took a risk, and it worked out in our way and beneficially. Now we have the opportunity to go back to the South, go back to Tennessee, where life is cheaper. Thank goodness. The risk was totally worth it. We literally sold everything that we have. Everything. We came out here, you figure with 5 kids, we had a house that was 5,300 square feet, furniture in every room, all 5 kids, clothes, beds, you name it. We had it all, right? And we moved out here for an opportunity, and I sold everything. My wife and I, we sold everything that we had to be here and do what we were doing. It was risky. I remember once we came down that mountain, out of crossing the mountain and coming into the Utah Valley. I remember looking out and seeing all the lights of the city, which Salt Lake's pretty cool when you're up there and you're coming down into it and you see all those lights. Holy crap! It hit me. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is real. We've done this. We're doing this right now. Holy crap, we've done this. And then the fear hit me like, oh my gosh, we did this. What if it doesn't work? So all those fears do come back to you, but we took the step. All of that led into doing my hobby, which is this now. This was my hobby, and turning this into a full-time job. How freaking amazing is that? So coming out here, doing the job that I did, and taking care of the company that hired me to come out here for, and helping them sell, put me where I'm at now. No, we're not filthy rich. No, we're not millionaires. But we have had opportunities, and we do pretty decent. Now, on top of that, I won't say too much. We have a new opportunity coming in the near future. Honestly, August of next year. I'm still doing my due diligence to get all the paperwork finished and sent off. If it is done right, we will be on one epic adventure for another 1 year before we actually settle down into our own home. Holy crap. Take that chance on yourself. Don't be afraid of the risk. Honestly, in some cases, if you take that risk, that could be very addictive, because especially if you don't get a failure and you get the success, you're going, holy crap, let's do it again. You get a high off of it. You really do. But on the other side, you do need to know when to settle back down and say, hey, it's okay. That's enough. Life is risky anyway. Honestly, every one of us could die tomorrow. Not every one of us. Some of us out there that are listening or watching, one of you guys could die tomorrow. As sad as that would be, the risk that you were trying to take here that you didn't want to take, you just lost them. And they're gone. So think about it. That's scary. That actually is more scary to think about that than it is to actually take the risk. Take the risk. Step out, do the thing, be happy. Simple and easy. It's really not, but it is. Hey, Devin. Lately, I've been questioning my identity in a way I've never have before. I used to be so sure of who I am, what I believe, and what I wanted in life. But now I'm feeling like I'm not even sure who I am anymore. It's like I've been shaped into this person, expectations, and never took the time to figure out what's truly me. I don't even know where to start to rediscover who I am, what I believe, and what roles I play in life. How do I begin rebuilding a sense of self when I feel lost? Okay, here's the thing. Your parents raise you up. Now, let's give parents a little bit of slack here, okay? Raising children is hard. It is mind-numbingly hard. You don't know if what you're doing is going to be the right thing for your kid. You hope, because you go off of experience, you go off of what you've seen, we all have a sense of right and wrong. Okay, your parents did that. They raised you up to who you are right now, and that's the person that you're questioning. Is that if you're asking for permission to do something, honestly, I'll say stupid. If you're asking for permission to do something illegal, I'll never give that to you. If you're asking for permission to learn to figure out who you really are, do it. So your parents raised you up, and by them molding you in the way that they molded you, it gave you the skills to figure out how to do things. That's the reality. That's the learning part. That's the part that you need to take from everything that your parents ever taught you. They gave you the skills to figure out reason and to learn from the reasoning that you have and be able to build. Those are the building blocks to where you come. It's kind of like if you look at the scriptures, if you look at the Bible, Christ taught us how to pray. Does that mean that we need to repeat the Lord's Prayer every time we pray? No. That is a draft. That is how we should do those things. He set it up. He said, start here, do this, do that, and that's how you pray. So again, when your parents raised you up, whether you want to believe it or not, they raised you up to be a good person. They didn't raise you up to be a total a-hole. They raised you up to be a good person. Take those building blocks, figure out what you like doing, figure out what you want to do, and run with it. And it comes down to do new things. That's what it's about. You have to just do new things, and you have to try new things out. If you're not willing to take that chance to figure that out, then you're going to just feel as lost as you always are. I have a son that struggles with the same exact thing. We raised him up right. We taught him the right things. We've done this with all of our children. It comes a point when they have to make a decision. And yes, they will experiment. Yes, sometimes it would be disappointing as a parent to see your kids going in a different path than what you want them to do, but it's their path. And what they may be doing could be completely wrong, and it's true, it could be. But on the other side, it could be right. We have to, that's the hardest part as a parent that we have to take. We have to swallow our pride as a parent and say, you know what? We raise them to be good adults. Trust the process that they're going to continue to do the right thing. That's what you got to do. If you're struggling with who you are, you can figure it out by trying new things. Now you have to understand, if you do certain things that are disappointing to your community or your family or whatever, it's going to be disappointing. You have to acknowledge their feelings in the process. You have to understand that by throwing out everything that you ever learned is going to be disappointing. And you have to understand those feelings that they're having are valid. Just like your feelings of wanting to change some stuff is valid too. And part of that is because parents feel like that as a parent, I can tell you, I feel like I've done the right thing for all my kids. And I hope that they would take those things that I've taught them and they implement them and they apply them to their lives and run with what I've taught them, because I never have taught my kids to do anything that would be damaging for them, physically, mentally, emotionally, whatever. I've taught them to do the right thing And again, I say it, do the right thing no matter what, even if it hurts you. And I know in a world where there's so much evil and so much crap going on, and the right thing's the wrong thing and the wrong thing's going to be the right thing, it's hard because I can see it and they may not. And the reason I can see it is because of experience, because I am older. Experience goes a long ways, but sometimes you just got to let them make the dumb mistake and figure it out for themselves. Because it's kind of like, I heard people say, well, it's kind of a funny statement. When people say, I've got kids and things like, but I want to take care of them. I just don't want anything to happen to them. I heard this on a movie. It was on a movie. I'm sure it is. I can't remember what movie it is, but the response is, well, that's funny. Why would you not want anything to happen to them? You want things to happen to them. Good things happen to them. You want life to happen to your kids, although it can be bad and the outcome can be poor and they could go to jail. Sure, no parent wants to see their kids go to jail, but you need to allow yourself to allow and understand that your children will make decisions that are not going to be with what you expect and what you want for them, but because they are grown adults when they are adults. Then when they're kids, you can still do the right thing. You can still teach them, and that's your job, is to teach them to do right and wrong. But when they become adults and young adults, let them make those mistakes. And if they come to you and they're mad, why did you let me make that mistake? You explain it to them. You're an adult. But I'm always going to be here if you have a question. I'm always going to be here to give you advice. But as an adult, you don't have to follow my advice. But if you ask for my advice, be willing to listen to the advice. And how you implement that, whether you do it at all or not, is totally up to you. So you're struggling with your identity. Don't be afraid to have people judge you, because they're going to make judgments. People will make judgments. That is inevitable. Judgments will happen. But it'll be okay. I promise. It will be okay. You will be fine. Rebuild yourself. And if you take parts of those things that you were taught with you in the process, take the good of what you've taught, the good that you were taught, and then take the good that you're learning on the new stuff, and you put those together, you will become unstoppable, because you have put in the effort. You have learned who you are. You have learned what works. You have learned that taking those chances, especially on yourself, will be, in many cases, lack of a better word, that will be your savior. It will be what makes you better than your friends. It will make you better than those that are around you. That's what you got to do. Hey, Devin, I've been waiting for this moment in my life where I feel truly happy. Like everything is aligned and I can finally relax. But it seems like no matter what I achieve and how much I improve my life, that deep sense of happiness always feels like it's just out of reach. I wonder if I'm setting unrealistic expectations for what happens, for what happiness is. Or am I just incapable of feeling satisfied with what I have? Is it normal to feel true happiness? Is it normal to feel like true happiness is always slipping through your fingers? And how do I stop chasing the idea that might not even exist? Okay. You're overthinking life. You really are. Okay. There's multiple things here. You are probably setting unrealistic expectations for some things. Some things it may not be an unrealistic expectation, but some things are. Okay. What is happiness? Right? That's what you're chasing something that is achievable, but you're feeling like you because you keep chasing it, you feel like it's getting further away. It's because you have an idea of what happiness should be. You're probably comparing happiness to, like, if I just buy this new car, I'll be happier. When I was a kid, when I was younger, I used to DJ. I seriously was a DJ. Crazy or not, hard to believe, that was me. I did that when I was, and so I always thought that if I can just get that next gig, it'll make me happy. And it was happy for a moment because yes, I locked it in. If I would just DJ'd at the certain club, I'll be happy. If I wait until this new album comes out, I'll be happy. All of those things that I could touch that were tangible, they did bring some element of happiness, but it was only momentary happiness. Once I purchased it, and the more I had so much music, my music catalog was insane. I had so much music that every time I buy a new one, that happiness would disappear quicker and quicker every time. I'm not going to sit back and say God's going to bring you all the happiness in the world, although it can. Okay, simple and easy. It can, because religion can teach you to build something that you don't have. It gives you faith in something that you don't have and that you should do. I'm not going to tell you that's the way you need to go, because some people will fight that and they'll argue with me. Well, you're just pushing propaganda, blah, 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 blah. Believe what you want to believe. I can tell you the one thing I do know that I've done in my life is when I am serving other people and I am doing the things to help other people out, that is when I feel the most happiness. It's that simple. If you can figure out a way to change your life in a way that can help bring you happiness, and it may take you to be helping other people. And sure, if you want to subtract the religious side out of it all, which is really hard because our entire society has been built off of biblical teachings. It really has. But if you want to subtract part of that out and say, what would bring me happiness? Serve people. It really will. That will bring you happiness. It does. And not that buying that music, not buying that CD when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, didn't bring some happiness. And it is okay to treat yourself to those things. Don't get me wrong. Having nice things can make you feel good. But remember, that feeling does go away when sometimes buyer's remorse comes in, and you're like, I remember I bought this brand new. I brought the brand new Billy Joel CD when I was a teenager, and I was so excited to get it. And then I hit play when I put the CD in the CD player, and I hit play, and the first song was crap. And then the second song was crap. And then the third song was good. And the fourth song was crap. And it just kept going on and on. I'm like, dang. Billy, you screwed me. It was one of those things like, the happiness wore away so quick. And I'm like, this is horrible. I hate it. If you really want to find happiness and you want to, and you feel like it's slipping through your fingers, go help people. Find ways to serve. See that lady trying to cross the road? Do go help her cross the road. You see that, even more simple, when you see someone rolling their groceries out to their car and they've loaded them up into their car and then they're about to return the shopping cart, the buggy, if you're a Southerner, it's a buggy. Go up and say, hey, can I take that away from you? Offer to take it and put it up. It starts with the little things. Do the little things. And then build upon those little things. If you don't, then you're always going to be chasing. And if you're always going to be chasing, you're never going to achieve. And if you never achieve it, you're just going to be in the same boat that you're in, that you've always been in. You don't want to be there anymore. Seriously. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to have everything that you ever want to achieve. But the only way you're going to get it is if you just do it. Let's see what else we got. These are all kind of lumped together. I kind of regret lumping all together into subjects. Hey, Devin. My best friend and I have been inseparable for years, but recently it feels like we're drifting apart. We don't talk as much as we used to, and when we do, the conversations feel a little forced. Our lives have started going in different directions, and part of me is scared that this might be the beginning of the end of our friendship. I don't want to lose them, but I'm also not sure how to keep things the same when we're growing in different ways. How do I hold on to a friendship that's starting to feel like it's fading? Okay. It's okay to change. It's okay to drift in friendships. When it comes to friendships, a long-term relationship with somebody is a relationship that changes and it evolves. You guys may feel like you're drifting apart right now, and that's okay. Embrace that. Seriously. And that sounds weird, I guess. Embrace the fact that differences will make you stronger. I'm serious. A true friendship two people can be friends, and if they're really true friends, you guys can be together, hang out together, then all of a sudden you just stop talking for a while because life gets in the way. And when you do that, what happens is you're like, okay, will we be friends? Yeah. Because when you decide to call back to each other and they pick up the phone and you pick up the phone and you're talking, if a true friendship will last because it'll pick back up where you left off. And honestly, the things that no one tells you, except your parents that have lived through some life, it is okay for friendships to drift and to disappear. It's fine. Think about the people that you go to high school with. I would easily say 90% of those people will not be in your life 10 years after high school. Easily 90%. I would say after 20 years of high school, I would simply say that probably 99% of those people will not be in your life. Now, call that sad, but that's just reality. People grow up. People do change. People just do their own thing. And it's okay. I understand that you do want to hold on to that friendship. I do. I understand that. But keep in touch. It may alter itself. It may go in a different direction than what you think it should be. But let things happen in their natural course. If you're going to be friends for a long time and forever, it will last. And it will make it through these little hiccups. Honestly. Don't sweat it. You're going to be fine. Hey, Devin. I'm in my late 20s, and people around me are starting to talk more and more about having kids. My partner and the family assume that kids is part of our future. But honestly, I'm not sure I want that. I've never felt strong desire to be a parent. And the more I think about it, the more uncertain I feel. I'm worried that if I don't have kids, I'll regret it. But also, I'm scared that if I do, I'll lose the life I've worked so hard to build. How do I figure out if parenting is really for me, or if I'm just caving to everyone else's expectations? Okay. Your partner wants kids, and you don't know. You're not sure you do or not. Ooh, that's loud. Here's the thing: when it comes to that, having kids is hard. I won't lie about it. I won't sugarcoat it for you. Having kids is very difficult. But you'll probably be a good father. The only way you can figure it out is by doing it. Now, if you don't want kids, this is a conversation you should have had with your spouse before you guys got married. because that can be a deal breaker. You've built up a life, but okay, what have you achieved so far that is so great and so awesome that you're like, I don't want to give it up? Because honestly, whatever you've done, you don't have to give it up. It just may change a little bit. It may alter just a little bit. Don't worry about it. Let me tell you, having kids is one of the greatest things I have ever done. I can't say I said I was going to ever be a father. I hope that I'm a good dad. I really do. I worry that I'm not. Sometimes I'm probably too strict on. Some things I'm probably not strict enough. And you're always going to have that uncertainty. You're always going to have that fear of things are going to be different. And I'm telling you, they will be different. When you have kids, it is going to be different. Your life will change in ways that you don't even think about. It will be hard. It will be exhausting. You will be tired. You'll be hungry. You'll have, you name it, it's going to happen. But I think you'll regret it more if you don't do it. Now, I'm not saying rush into it. I'm not saying go do it right now. You and your spouse need to talk about it, and when it happens, and you do it, and you put in everything you can into it. And when I will promise you this, and it's the same for every father that I've ever met. The second you hold that brand new baby in your arms, you're gonna know that you will do anything it takes to protect that person. Just like when you met your wife. You knew that you would do anything it took to protect her no matter what. That's the reality. And yes, it will drastically change your life so significantly, but it will bring out the parts of you that you never thought you had. And those are the parts that honestly make you a real man. Those are the parts that make you who you are, and it will test you and try you, and it'll be so hard. It is the refiner's fire that it will take you to that next level, and it will be the most amazing thing ever. Just do it. Talk to your spouse. Make it happen. When it's time, be all in. Just like you are with your career and everything you've built up, you are all in. So when and if this ever happens for you, be all in. Sure, it's okay. You can have the fear and apprehension all you want, but once that child is in your arms, you'll know what you got to do. You will become that person that you know you should be. And I promise you, it is epic. Hey, Devin. I have a lot of acquaintances and surface level friendships, but I've noticed that I struggle to connect with people in a deeper level. I crave meaningful, deep relationships, but even every time I try to get close to someone, I either pull back or feel like I don't know how to let them in. It's frustrating because I want to have those close, vulnerable connections, but it's like there's a wall between me and everyone else. How do I learn to open up and let people in when it feels so unnatural? You've had a rough upbringing. You have. Let's see if I can do this. Transfer you over here, get you connected up over here, and I may have to drop you. We'll find out. Did you disappear? You did. So you did disappear. I was going to have somebody come in, but then they disappeared. Okay, so be it. Maybe it was not meant to be. You never know about these things. I tried. I was going to have someone jump in and have them have some 2 cents. I don't mind. If people want to jump in, all I have to do is connect it up to the Roadcaster. But yeah. Anyway. You know, struggling to connect with people on a deeper level can be a hard thing. You just got to figure out how. Okay, yeah. Here's the thing: every one of us are weird in our own way. Every one of us. If you think someone's got it together, they don't. And if you're struggling to, make deeper connections with people, it's because you feel awkward doing, being vulnerable for one. And so, how do you be vulnerable with people? Be vulnerable. I'll say it. Say the weird thing. I'm dead serious. Say the weird thing. Say, and then you'll find out who your people really are. Plain and simple. Be vulnerable a little bit. I'm telling you, it will help you out. And how do you learn to do it? You just do it. You just say, okay, I'm going to talk to someone new today, and I'm going to say something weird. I'm dead serious. You think that's scary, but it'll be fine. You just got to do it. Anyway, all right, let's do one more, and then we'll get off of this thing. Hey, Devin, I grew up with a certain set of beliefs about religion, morality, politics, but as I've gotten older, I've started questioning everything. I'm not sure what to believe anymore, and it's unsettling. It feels like I'm drifting through life without any clear direction or foundation, and it's scary to feel so uncertain about things so uncertain about things that used to feel so solid. I want to figure out what I truly believe, but I'm overwhelmed by the process of trying to redefine myself. Here we go. Okay, you're back. Let's see if we can do this thing. Let's try it. How are you doing, my friend? Not too bad, not too bad. How was life? You're good, good.
What?
I said that's good. Life is good when are you happy? Are things going like you want it to go?
What?
Is life going like you would like it to go? Are you happy? Maybe it's not going through. May not be working. Let me try something real quick. Okay. That didn't work. Oh well. Anyway, the feeling of being overwhelmed and the feeling of having to redefine yourself, the only way you can fix that is just by doing it. The only way you can to fix that is to explore and learn new things. It's that simple. If you're afraid to try new things, and if you're trying to, so you were raised up in one way, you're one way of believing in when it comes to religion, one way of belief when it came to politics. Here's the thing. I grew up in one way of politics forever. Now, my core is still the same, but I've learned that it's not all linear. I've learned that when it comes to, we'll take politics in general, it's about the subject. It's about it's all, what's the word? It's, trying to think what am I trying to find here, Devin? It's, when it comes to that stuff, it's all situational. Everything is situational. So if you're trying to improve your life and make your life better, you have to be willing to change. You have to be willing to, say, what I think I know, I either need to prove the things that I was taught, and prove that they're right. And it's the scientific method. Simple as that. Believe everything, but trust nothing. Simple and easy. Test it out. Put it to the test. If it survives and it works out, then it comes down to where it is correct. It's kind of like how during whole COVID, we hear people saying trust the science, but they didn't want to trust the science. And then all the people who said, well, that the science actually says this, and then the people got mad about that. It's like, wait a second, but you're telling me to do what you're telling me to do, but you're not willing to do what you told me to do. In the end, the truth will come out. So if you're afraid of what could come because of that process, the only thing that can come out of that is actually good. Because if you're doing your part to trust in yourself, to know that you're going to find the right thing, it will work out. Simple and easy. I promise you that. That is the reality when it comes to this. If you're willing to put in the work, it will work out. And if you're willing to pivot and make some of those changes, pivot and make the changes. It's okay. But base those changes off of facts and not opinions. That's the scary part. You trusted your parents all your life. They gave you a certain core belief. They did that, and they didn't do that because they were brainwashing you. They didn't do that because they're like, oh, well, we just want to mess this kid up. They did that because they were teaching you a method of how to learn the process. Trust the process. It'll work out. That is a true fact. That is factual. And I promise you, if you do that, your life will change, and it will change for the better because you'll know what you should do. You'll know the right things. You'll know all of those things. I promise you. And it will make you the better person that you really should be. So don't stress about it. It will be okay. I promise you that. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for everything that you do. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of all this. I do all my thank yous. I really do. If you have a question that you want to ask, send an email. It's all in my links in the bio. It's on the bottom. You can email me at summit79@gmail.com. Or if you want to send a message, you can actually text or call. Leave a message, whatever you want to do. The number is 615-624-4141. Reach out. I'm willing to give advice. I'm willing to talk. I'm just a dad that talks a lot. Do it. I promise you. It will be good. You don't believe me? Give it a try. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later.